Alrighty, YouTube, got a new project here. It's a Craftsman rototiller. It's got a Tecumseh on it, as you can see there. Customer actually dropped it off and then called me later. I worked on multiple things of his, but he just dropped it off and told me he needed it fixed. Didn't tell me what it needed. He just said, I need it fixed, so it's like, okay. Has no fuel in it, which might be a fuel leak or something like that, so we're just going to throw a little bit of fuel in her here. Probably good enough. Just enough to sit in the bottom of the tank. Where's that? There's that lid. Today's video is brought to you in 720p. I'm not doing 1080 today. Doing 720. Takes a little less space. Not bad quality either. So, the intake is pretty clean. It's not too bad. I've seen better. But it's not too bad. Got my heater going there. So we'll pull it over. The fuel line's a newer fuel line, which is good. So we'll pull it over here and see what happens. Okay, I got nothing. So the next thing you want to do is go with carb cleaner. Now I'm going to spray carb cleaner down the intake and see if it starts. If it starts, then it's a carburetor problem. If it does not start, it is a spark problem. This is how I test engines. This is how I work. A lot of people would try to start it and tear into the carburetor or tear, the spark plug off. Just spray a little carb cleaner down the intake and it'll take care of you. It tells you exactly what's wrong. So we'll pull it over here and see if it pops to life. Let's see, there is a kill switch I just noticed. It's right there. I'm gonna pull that up. Not full throttle though. Yeah, it's popping now. It did pop. Let's see. Spray a little more carb cleaner in there. That's one thing you always got to look for as well as kill switches. Well, it's popping. Carburetor problem. I'll try it one more time. That was just running purely off of carb cleaner. We'll choke it off this time. See, starts and runs for just a second. So that will be a carburetor problem. That's how it's simple. A lot of guys try to make it so complicated. Or, they try to complicate something or overthink something. You really don't need to. It's just really simple a lot of the time. I'm going to use this Marvel Mystery bottle to a little bit left in the bottom there. I'll just pour it back into the tank. I'm just going to, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can. I'm just going to pull this pin off here. Been sitting out here listening to my music, warming up in the garage, trying to get things rolling this morning. As a spray of gasoline goes everywhere. Nice thing about wearing glasses. I'm just draining that into the small Marvel Mystery bottle. This is the very first small bottle I've ever had. I always buy the big ones. I got this for Christmas. Oop. I get carburetor cleaner and Marvel Mystery Oil as stocking stuffers. Pretty cool. Can't complain. Hopefully we don't fill this up, but we might. Nope, we're coming to an end. There we go. That's pretty much all the fuel there. Move the gas tank here and see if we can get a little more out. Yeah, a little bit more's coming out. That'll probably be good though. Cap this off wherever the cap just went. There it is. Yeah, this is a Tecumseh. It's a 6 horsepower. I believe it's the same exact Tecumseh that is on my Snapper rototiller. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet or not. It's exactly the same engine, just that one's a horizontal and this is a vertical. I need to replace that engine. That engine's a piece of crap on my rototiller anyway. So we're gonna get the carburetor off here and tear into it. I don't need a video pulling the carburetor off. It's simple. So just a second. Alrighty, carburetor's ready to come off now. Just gonna leave the linkage on the engine, just like that. Okay, gotta pull that off now. Been out here listening to my stereo. You might be able to hear something in the background. That's not my stereo though. I'm actually gonna shut that up, so there's no copyright infringement, because that sucks. Lovely gasoline all over the floor. A little bit of water down the bottom of the bowl. A little bit of build up there. Just wipes out. That's good. I'll need to get some steel wool to do the rest. I've got steel wool around here somewhere. I bought a brand new package of it. Somebody's used carb cleaner on the carburetor with the carburetor still on here because there's lines of the paint peeling up. But there's a little bit of buildup around there. The needle is probably the problem. Where'd it go? There it is. This is probably the problem right here, because these jets get plugged or dirty and the engine stops running. So there's a hole there. There's a hole right there. It looks like dirt. Right there. Sewing needles, getting those real nice, or pins. And then there's another hole there, and those all have to be really clean. I take that pin out as well and clean it off with some steel wool. So I'm gonna go grab some steel wool and I'll just clean this off camera. If you want to know how to clean the carburetor like this, just let me know. I can post up a video to this video and send you a video as well. So in the future, if anybody else wants to see it, it'll just be down in the comment bar. Or not the comment bar, but the information bar or whatever. So, yeah. Cool. Alrighty, so that carburetor's totally clean now. Just got it done. Didn't do it on camera because I've done it on camera multiple different times. Needed a replacement seal for the bowl. Just the usual. I need to stockpile some more of those seals again. Alright, so here's the Marvel Mixture Oil stuff with some fuel stabilizer in it. A bit of Marvel Mixture Oil. And then there's some of this, more fuel stabilizer and gasoline. I'm not sure if there's any water in it. I don't think there is. I'll just do that much. There's just a smidge of water down on the bottom. I put some Startron enzyme fuel treatment. That stuff is the best stuff in the world. It stabilizes your fuel, keeps it good for up to 2 years. It's by far better than stable. Stable fuel stuff. So let's see if we get her to start here. If it won't start, I'll show you some tricks to pull the fuel up into the system and get it to fire. It will smoke because I put some WD-40 in the intake to lubricate everything, make sure we get no stuck valves. He said on the message that he left me that it's been sitting for a long time, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. Let's see, and it's got Marvel Mystery Oil in it, and it probably will run like crap because the jet mixture on the bottom is not set and this one is not set. So, oh, and I gotta put this back in. I was gonna pull the muffler off, but I couldn't get to the other screw. So I just buffed that one off, cleaned it up, oiled it, and now I'm putting it back in. Alright. See if she starts. Alright, let's try some carb cleaner. Well, as you can see, she's running real nice now. I'll be setting that screw over here a little bit more than the bottom one just to get it just right, and then I'm going to be playing with the idle screw, which is turned in all the way, which shouldn't be. It's idling when you run it up to full speed. It's just running too high for my taste, so I'm going to tone that down a little bit. After I get everything set and everything, I'll flip the camera on and show you what it is supposed to act like.